When we started Andromeda, we looked back across the entire trilogy and we wanted to take the best of what we loved about each of those games and try to bring them to Andromeda. Everything depends on the engine, and so we're very lucky that we had great partners at DICE, another EA studio, as well as a big effort within the company to get everybody aligned on Frostbite. We'd already started Dragon Age Inquisition moving to Frostbite, and so there were some team members there who had learned some things about Frostbite, and so we did spend some time trying to knowledge transfer and share that way. But then Andromeda had its own technical expectations, its own things it wanted to push the envelope on. But when you switch software, you switch engines, you've got a lot of replanning to do, and so those things had to be planned very carefully. In Andromeda, all of the open world is narrative-based, and so that's allowed us to focus more on side quests in the open world, richer, deeper side quests, things that are not dependent on the critical path, but you will discover and find as you get out there. And I think that's, as we've played the game and as we've gotten feedback on it, that's made for I think a more engaging open world experience. Frostbite's brought a lot to the combat equation for Andromeda. It is first and foremost a shooter engine, and the DICE folks have done an amazing job with that. If you've played their games, you know just how high quality of a shooter they make. And so a lot of that internal work and a lot of their expertise transferred over when we adopted it for Andromeda. I think that probably the biggest thing it's allowed us to do, at least mentally, is when we left the trilogy behind, we decided we were going to revamp combat very significantly by adding things like destruction, verticality, and then more of the physics-based powers. Trilogy never had any of that. And so having the fresh start in the Frostbite engine allowed us to engage with those things and build those things from the start, and I think they've worked out very well. We brought loyalty missions from ME2, we brought kind of the refined combat system for ME3 and the multiplayer for ME3. But the more we discussed it, the more ME1 kept coming back as the spiritual North Star for Andromeda. This idea of exploring planets, this idea of being a new character with a new cast of characters in the game. Everything around that experience resonated with what we're trying to do in Andromeda. While the expression of the gameplay and some of the storytelling is more advanced than it was in Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 1 kept being that game we would go back to and say, what were we trying to do with Mass Effect 1 that we couldn't do because there was limitations or because we didn't have time or because of whatever. And so we would build those things into Andromeda.